Paul's epistle to the Romans, 12th chapter, starting in the second verse. In fact, reading the second verse. And that is the verse in which we take our text. I'm reading from the New Bible, Standard Version of the Bible. And it so reads, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your minds, so that you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. Preach from the next few minutes on the subject, changing minds for changing times. Changing minds for changing times. Let's pray. Talk about Heavenly Father, we thank you once again for an opportunity to stand behind this sacred desk and declare a word of truth for you. I thank you, God, for choosing to use this frail and broken vessel of dust. Ask, Lord, as you dip me down into the well of hope, that you fill me up with your revelation, word, and the Holy Ghost. Draw me back out, pour me out of salvation on those who have hearts and ears to hear your word. Now, Lord God, as you partner with to pray that the word that falls into your word is not my own. Now may the word of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in the Lord's sight. O Lord, my rock, my strength, and my redeemer. In Jesus' name we pray. Let the church say amen. Amen. Changing minds, Lord. Changing times. The word conform in the Greek it's pronounced son shamatizo. Son shamatizo. And it comes from the root word shema, which means fashion, the outward form. The appearance of a man or a woman. It's the appearance of a person that changes from day to day and year to year. You know, a person dresses differently for work than they do when they go on out to party. Somebody say amen. Amen. You know, when you go to work, ladies, you have to put on that business attire. You have to wear certain types of shoes. Usually stockings are an acceptable form of leg covering. Your skirt should be at a certain length if you work in an office, or you might wear a suit, a dress, or something not cut too low in the front or too low in the back, or something that doesn't really have that much of a split somewhere in the wrong place and shows too much of anything. You might be able to get away wearing slacks, or you might have to wear a uniform. But whatever it is that you have to wear, when people look at you, they know you're going to work. Amen? Now, there are some professions that we look at and they look like they're working all the time and partying at the same time. Somebody say amen. But that's not what we talk about. At the same time, we also know when we're going out to an affair, ladies, you wear different types of attire. You fix your hair differently. You wear makeup differently. You wear jewelry, or you wear different kinds of dresses. They might be cut a little bit lower here and there. They might be split up a little bit higher, this place or that place. Or you might have those 4-inch heels, or you may have something that gives you the appearance that you're getting ready to go out and trip and light fantastic all night long. But if you plan on dancing that long, you ain't planning on wearing the 4-inch heels, I'll tell you that now. But you look like you're going out to party, to have a good time. Brothers, same thing. You're working in an office setting most of the time. It's a 2-3-piece suit with a shirt and tie, knotted up to the collar. You got on some shoes and some socks, and Might even have a cuff and some pleats, and you might have most of us have to put press that line down the front because that's what's expected in an office. Or you put on the work shoes, the Timberlands, work shoes, Timberlands, work shoes, Timberlands or work shoes. Particularly used in construction trade. That's when I stopped doing construction work. I didn't wear no more Timbers, believe me. But you wear whatever is necessary to do whatever work that you're doing. So people look at you, they know that you're on your way to work. If you're a teacher, you dress usually a certain way. People look at you, they know you're a teacher. If you're a doctor, you dress a certain way. It's that outward appearance that we have. And oftentimes, it also has a certain fashion to it. So a person dresses differently for work than they do when they're going out to party. A person looks different also as a young man or woman than they do as an older person. I know that as a younger woman, you know, sometimes a younger woman might see a strand or two of gray in her hair, and next thing you know, she got a rinse. It's not there anymore. She wants to make sure that she keeps that young appearance as long as she can. She might find some crow's feet in the corners of her eyes. Make sure she gets the stuff to tighten that up. Or wear some makeup. Does whatever is necessary to try and keep looking as young as long as she can. When she gets a little bit older, gets to a point sometime where she says, you know, this whole head, don't get gray, don't be gray, and whether they like it or not, I'm not going to mess with it. Somebody say amen. Amen. But she looks different as an older person than she did as a younger person. And the thing about it is, doesn't mean that she's any less pretty than she was. She's just a little bit older. Brothers, we go through the same thing too. Amen? Hair start fading, hairline begin to recede. Next thing you know, we're wearing the rug. I'm going to share a little secret with y'all. A little bit over a year ago, almost 2 years ago, somebody told me, you're too young to have all that gray in your hair. You need to go do something about it. And I did. Went and got my hair dyed. You know? It was like deep auburn one day. The next week, 2 weeks later, it was black. About 2 weeks after that, it was brown. And eventually I said, you know what? It is what it is. We have this thing with our appearance. We always want to change that outward appearance. We don't want to look too old. We definitely don't want to look too young. Somebody say amen. Amen. Young people always going through the change of trying to look old. In fact, they'll even go as far as getting a false identification that says that you're 21 when you're only 16. And then they walk up to a club and try and look the part. And never stopping to realize they don't look 21. You look 16. I don't care what you do. That's just how it is. But we have this thing where we want to change how we look to make ourselves continue to look younger or to look older or to continue to look good or trying to attract each other and trying to impress each other. When we look at the fashions that they wear nowadays that I call that ain't fashion, you know, everybody was wearing Timberlands. I got a problem with Timberlands, you know. But they wear the Timberlands and the big baggy pants and baggy shirts, and they call bag a style. But I used to see that kind of style a long time ago when I was a child, when my mother took me to the circus and I looked at the clowns. So they wore the big brogan shoes and the big baggy outfits. And the hair was all unkept. And and a mess.